What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today we will be discussing Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji's opening press conference. Buckle up, Jets fans, is the message. I am pumped up to get into this one. So today's the day. We got to meet the New York Jets new head coach and general manager, and there were some really great quotes from this press conference. I understand Jet fans are maybe a little bit tired of winning the press conferences of the offseason and they want to see the wins on the field, and I am right there with you. I think Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are also right there with you. But I wanted to start by talking about some of the highlights from this press conference. It's very heavy Aaron Glenn, but I do want to take note of a couple things that new general manager Darren Muji said at the end as well. And we got to get it started with the quote of the day. Aaron Glenn comes out firing. This was the highlight.
Put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride. Listen, there are going to be some challenges. But with challenges becomes opportunity, gets opportunity. But here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit. Fire me up, AG. They're calling him AG. That's the coach's nickname, Aaron Glenn, AG, Coach AG, whatever he wants to be called. I'm in. I'm ready to get hurt again. My hopes are high for Aaron Glenn. He's such an easy guy to root for. Obviously, the next step is for the New York Jets to take success onto the football field. Having the longest active playoff drought in all of sports is not acceptable. I don't think Aaron Glenn or Darren Muji take this job lightly, but I think we're allowed to be excited. And I think both Darren Muji and AG did a really good job of speaking and sharing their passion and their vision for this football team. Naturally, people wanted to know about Aaron Glenn's thoughts on Aaron Rodgers. Well, he put that to bed pretty quickly, said that they're going to go over the roster together, and even said previously that they have had communication with Aaron Rodgers already.
Yeah. A question for Aaron. Since you brought it up a moment ago, with Aaron Rodgers, what is going to be your process as a coach to determine if he's going to be your quarterback next year?
Well, me and Muji is going to sit and talk and just go over the whole roster. And I will tell you now, that's going to be the answer to a number of questions when it comes to the roster in general. So we're looking forward to that process. I can't tell you how long that process will be. But the thing is, we're going to make sure we get the right answer. And we're not going to rush to this answer, because we're going to get the right answer.
I think this is the proper way to handle it. I think it should be up to Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji what they want to do at the quarterback position. I think they are the ones who should be making that decision. We'll see. I don't think a decision is going to be made overnight, but I don't think this is going to go on crazy much longer. I'm talking a couple of weeks here before we know the direction that Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets are going to go. And again, I thought it was a really good answer. Also, Aaron Glenn was asked about wanting this job, or he shared rather, wanting this job badly. It makes you feel good.
Listen, I want this job. I interviewed for a number of them, but I wanted this job. When I was going to my second interview, I want to make sure this is going to be the second interview. It's going to be the first of the second interviews, because I didn't want to leave the building without shaking Woody's hand and make sure we had a contract. So I'm just telling you now, everything else was really out of it. It was all about the Jets, and it's been that way from the beginning. The organization, we've already talked. I respect every little thing that you do, because this is bigger than me. It's going to take us all. It's going to take us all to accumulate wins, and I look forward to working with you.
It was made abundantly clear that this job in particular is the one that Aaron Glenn wanted. He started his playing career here. He started his scouting career here, and he will start his head coaching career here as well. And he has some unfinished business. He referenced the 98 playoffs and them having a lead at halftime in the AFC championship game and not being able to win and close out the game in the second half. And he wants to come back and finish the job, essentially. And that team was coached by Bill Parcells, someone who has a ton of influence on him. He referenced other coaches as well, Sean Payton. Al Groh is someone that he still communicates with and visits with every offseason. And I just could not get enough of the Bill Parcells influence, and I thought AG gave a great answer on that.
Well, I'll tell you a story exactly how that happened. So 2008, I retired. I take 2 years off to try to be the best dad I can be. Taking kids to school and spending time with my wife. And I can recall looking at ESPN, and I forgot who was playing, but I am cursing the TV out. And my wife tells me, baby, go coach. Go coach. It was like a weight off my shoulders because that's my passion. And it's okay to want to be a coach. Back then, I felt like I wanted to be a businessman, but I'm a football guy. And once she told me that, I got right in coach. I called Bill Parcells and told him I want to coach. He said, no, you're not going to coach. You're going to scout. I said, I don't want to scout. He said, well, that's what you're going to do because I think you have a chance to be a head coach. And the best head coaches are really the guys that are best evaluators. So I took his advice, probably the best advice I've had since coming back in this league. So understanding how to do it from an in-house perspective and then actually going on the road to be a college scout, to be able to evaluate every position. It helped me tremendously to be in this position.
Darren Muji also shared a story about interviewing AG, I guess it's 3 years ago now, for the job with the Denver Broncos. He did not get the job, but he came away very impressed.
And there is not a better leader for this team than AG. And I want to tell a story. I got the opportunity a few years ago. We were going through a head coaching search in Denver with the Broncos, and we interviewed AG. And at the end of the interview, I'd ask the candidates, I'd say, so when we get in that first team meeting, what's that message going to be? What's it going to sound like? What's it going to look like? And most of the candidates would kind of just talk about their philosophies or something. And AG said, you want me to do it? And I said, well, if you're comfortable, let's see it. Let's do it. So he pushed back. He sat up, and he delivered a powerful message. Like when he finished, we're all kind of looking around like, wow. And as we went on through the search, because he was one of the first guys we interviewed in that search, we kept going back to it like, damn, AG killed that thing. Like, that was pretty good. We hadn't seen that. Fast forward a few years later, Thursday, I'm sitting in his office and we're talking, and instantly I'm feeling that again, that passion, the passion for the game, the passion and the care for the players, the fans, his football acumen. It was instant. We got to talking about this Jets team and the vision and the franchise, and we were in lockstep right out the gate. Same vision. We were speaking the same language. So I can't wait to work this partnership and bring the Super Bowl back to the New York Jets.
Glenn knows how to fire him up. Listen, I don't think this team will quit on him. I think the team will be extremely excited to play for him. He comes off as very authentic, and he genuinely cares. And that's only half the battle. Obviously, you have to be a good coach in addition to these things, but he is passing the first tests with flying colors. Think back to how you felt after the Adam Gase hiring a couple cycles ago in 2019. I remember exactly where I was watching that opening press conference with Adam Gase looking around and going all nuts here. The pit I felt in my stomach going, oh my God, here we go. There's going to be a disaster next 2 years. Don't feel that way today. That's half the battle. He's still got the other half to do. Aaron Glenn does. He realizes it, but again, a really strong start from him, and I like the leadership qualities, which is easy to see why the Jets fell in love with him as a candidate. And the last thing that I just want to hit on here is Aaron Glenn specifically talking with Darren Muji and their partnership. It feels like they align on philosophy, which is really important. I think that's a necessity for a GM and head coach to work together. And Aaron Glenn said it in the break-off press conference that he did with the Jets YouTube page, that they may disagree on things, and that's okay. But in terms of the complete vision, they are eye to eye on it. They have a very similar process. I think it will be a strong partnership. And I stand by my initial reaction that Aaron Glenn's going to be the face of this thing. That doesn't discredit anything that Darren Muji is going to do, either now or in the future. But I think Aaron Glenn, based off of today, he answered significantly more questions. He's the one who seems obviously more of the face. I'm excited for the Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji era. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.